Bullet Club.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Lee Allen Presents. I'm Leanne, and that's Alan, my co-host. And we have literally just got back from All In London in Wembley Arena.
Stadium.
It's next to Wembley Arena.
Correct.
My bad.
Facts. We're all about the facts here on Lee Allen Presents.
So yes, we had a great time.
It was a hell of a time.
Saw some good wrestling.
Yeah.
So All In took place 25th of August 2024 in Wembley Stadium in London, England.
England.
And we got to watch it.
The Queen's England. Sorry, the King's England.
The King's England, as opposed to someone else's England. I don't know.
Isn't there a New England in Rhode Island?
There's probably a couple New Englands.
I think it's one in Rhode Island.
Yeah. Anyway, there's also a cat. He
right,
missed us.
Yeah. He was not with us at All In. He was all in the house.
All in the house. Poor thing. So yeah, I guess before we get into it, this might be slightly a bit different. It's mostly going to be the same to our normal reactions videos, apart from we had a different kind of point of view watching it, so we might have noticed different things or not noticed some things. From where we were sitting, we were sort of in the first lot of tiered seats opposite the ramp.
Yes.
And there was no screen.
I'll try and throw an image. Well, I won't try and throw an image.
We've
got an image. I'll throw an image in here
somewhere. There was no screen, so we were literally had the little ring, tiny ring to see. So it was hard to pick out details. And there were a couple of moments you were like running down the stairs to look at the big screen that was behind us.
Yeah.
To sort of see some more stuff.
In terms of notes, these are my notes. Because I didn't take my notebook, obviously, because that would have been weird. So I'm going to make notes now. So I'm going to make a note to put the image in.
Yeah, put the image in. The other weird thing about All In this year was the lack of superstar merch.
Yes.
There was a lot of varieties of All In shirts, All In London, All In this.
And general AEW merch.
General AEW. There were like turnbuckle pads and signed turnbuckle pads, and there was quite a bit of Will Ospreay stuff.
There's a couple of like football jerseys and whatnot.
Scarves, but nothing for the rest of the stars. We were sort of running around all the different merch stands trying to see if there was anything different, but there really wasn't.
Yep. Like last year, you picked up a Darby Allin shirt. I picked up a Bullet Club Gold, House of Black. There was probably some others.
So we will be writing to Tony Khan.
Yeah, Tony. Sorted out
Excuse
Tony.
Me, Tony. We want merch. We want to give you our money.
Like I should have mentioned this to Jerry Lynn when I spoke to Jerry Lynn. Yes, I spoke to Jerry Lynn. I shook his hand. It was like one of the highlights of my life. It's so good. He's such a nice guy. I've been watching him since ECW back in the 90s, so it was really nice to meet one of the wrestlers I've been sort of following for such a long time. And he was really, it's not like you see some of the people and they're literally going, "Hi, can I get a photo?"
No.
And they're just jamming their phone in your face. We literally saw it was Satnam saying he was talking to some lady that was with Jerry Lynn who I don't recognize. And Jerry Lynn wasn't part of the conversation, so I kind of just went, "Hi, do you mind if I say hello?" And he seemed really appreciative of me not just jamming a phone in his face, you know?
So if you haven't already had the opportunity, and you do get the opportunity to go to an AEW show, totally recommend it. Be sort of part of the moment.
Yeah.
You do see the stars just walking around, just enjoying the atmosphere and seeing what's going on around the place. But be respectful, as always.
I mean, with it, Don Callis, Satnam Singh, Christopher Daniels.
We saw Will Ospreay through a window.
Will Ospreay about 200 yards away from us. We walked past Mark Briscoe, all like within sort of 50 foot of each other, and it was great. And like Christopher Daniels was looking at me, I was looking at him, and I'm like, "That's Christopher Daniels."
You're like, do we say anything? No,
but he's just doing his own thing. He's got his bag. He had a bag of groceries. He's obviously getting something to eat.
Yeah,
and he was like, "I'm not going to jam my phone in his face," or even like the people camping out of the hotel.
Yeah,
I really don't like that. They're not there. They're not performing monkeys. It's not a circus.
You might see him walking around. Don't. Like,
just be respectful. Don't just like we talked to someone. They said there was a couple of guys. I think it was your friend. So Liam bumped into a friend from uni, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they said there was a couple of guys running up the road after Swerve.
If you want to meet and greet the stars, and that's what you're there for, pay for a meet and greet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Onto the show.
Let's go.
We had 0 Hour first.
Yeah.
Which was very cool. So obviously we didn't get any of the interviews and backstage stuff, or
they kind of piped the interviews into the interview. We couldn't really hear it properly.
We might have been able to see it if we had a screen.
Yeah. We're not salty.
The first match on the card was one that we weren't expecting, hadn't been announced prior,
No,
as far as I'm
no.
aware.
Because I think when the ring announcer said, your first match for 0 Hour is a 16-man tag match. And I'm just like,
wait, what?
Sorry, what? 60? Wow, they're really stacking this.
Yeah.
I guess you're bringing the stars over, you might as well stick them on the card, right?
Yeah.
And I love that.
So we had Private Party, Ariya Daivari, John Silver and Alex Reynolds,
Dark Order.
Satnam Singh, Jay Lethal, and Anthony Ogogo on one team versus Kyle Fletcher, Rocky Romero, Kip Sabian, Tommy Billington, Leo Rush, and Dante and Darius Martin, and Action Andretti.
So all the top flight, yeah.
It was just chaos.
Frenetic carnage, I want to call it.
From our distance, it is sometimes hard to tell apart the different people in the ring because everyone is small. There are lights. It's quite hard to tell, but we got the gist. It was chaos and everyone was wrestling and having a good time.
Like, I guess it doesn't, you can kind of see what's going on, but you might not be able to make out details.
2 people you could definitely make out. Satnam Singh, Leo Rush. Wait, Satnam Singh, Leo Rush.
Yeah. There was a point in the ring where I was like, right, who's in the ring? Wait, is a child in the ring? It's Satnam Singh and Leo Rush. Yes. Right, got it. So, and that's not a dig at Leo Rush.
He is small.
It's just that, and we literally walk past Satnam Singh and it's like...
It's huge.
Oh my God, I come up to like his chest. This is insane.
The man stands
He is huge.
So there was a point, there was like, everyone was fighting in the ring, then everyone kind of ends up on the outside apart from Satnam Singh and Leo Rush, so they're facing off in the ring. You've got Leo Rush really trying to chop him, just chopping real hard, and then it does not work.
Nope.
He ended up grabbing Satnam Singh's leg like a toddler, just holding on.
Satnam's just walking around with him on his leg.
And just gets choked about. It was really chaotic. It was quite quick considering how many people are in this match, but a really good sort of, I don't want to say throwaway, but you know what I mean when I say that.
It's like it's a warm up the crowd match.
Warm up the crowd. There's no stakes. It's just fun.
Yeah, and it gets all those guys on the card that haven't got matches already. They're already come over to the country anyway, so why not put them in a card?
Yeah,
in a match on the card.
Exactly. Yeah. You've still got people like filing in. You don't want to put anything like big on first, so you put something big in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun match, and it ends with Dante Martin hitting a splash, like a weird kicking splash.
Yeah, it was like it kind of reminded me of Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. He does his bicycle kick.
So he hits that on Ariya Daivari and pins him.
Yeah.
So that is a win for the team that he is in, which I will not read everyone who's in that team again.
So yeah, we didn't have a prediction for this one because we literally didn't know about it until it was starting.
Yep.
So we did not have a prediction for this one, unfortunately.
So let's go on to the first match that we do have a prediction for.
Let's go. What we got?
Stokely, Hathaway, and Kris Statlander versus Willow, Nightingale, and Tomohiro Ishii.
Right.
Stokely is carried out on a bed, which is very Stokely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But what I particularly liked about this was that Kris Statlander came out after him, just normal. No flashy, nothing special.
Yeah.
So that comparison, he's had one match, and she's like a seasoned
former
wrestler
TBS
at this
champ,
point, and he's going full out, being carried out by 4 guys on this bed. So this is a reference to something, probably.
It was like a Michael Jackson. These costumes are Michael Jackson reference.
But yeah, then you got Statlander, just like I'm here to wrestle. So.
And she does the usual sort of on the stairs, just picks him up, pops him on the stairs, like a little child.
It's really cool. That's quite fun. In the ring, when the bell goes, we start with Stokely and Tomohiro Ishii. Although Stokely immediately tags out.
He's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Tag.
Yeah, he's like chatting with Statlander, sort of probably psyching each other up. And then he's like, nah,
I'm out.
I'm out. But he does get back in the ring with Ishii.
I mean, anyone who says Stokely isn't smart just needs to watch that moment, right?
Oh, yeah. He does get back in the ring with Ishii a bit later on, though. And honestly, he gave it a good go. He was just chopping, just no reaction at all. Yeah. Chopping.
Well, it's a stone pitbull.
Bounce off the ropes and shoulder barge him, doesn't move, and eventually just gets knocked to the ground.
Yeah, right on his ass.
But Statlander comes to the rescue, hits some moves on Ishii, sets him up so that Stokely can hit a power bomb on him, which he does.
Yeah,
which is awesome. But Ishii.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was a spine buster.
Spinebuster.
Yeah, it's a Spinebuster.
I do get mixed up between.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I am not learned in these things.
And and obviously Tomohiro Ishii did do the sort of honors, and he sort of jumped on top to go into the move. But to see that was like, what the hell?
What? Then Ishii just like gets right back up.
Ishii is a bulk of a man.
He is, and Stokely is quite small.
Dutty, yeah. He's there's no need to put it. It's Dutty. He's in comparison to Tomohiro Ishii, he's probably half his weight, half his size. You know, Tomohiro Ishii is like
pretty much. This is another really fun match. The crowd was wild for Willow, as you can probably imagine. She's very hot right now with people. She's just so nice. It was a fun match. You got some serious wrestling and then some not so serious wrestling.
Yeah, a bit of a mix. But I think it was good because you could tell the crowd were just having fun with it, which was nice.
Again, more warm-up stuff, so it's just...
And I think it's good because obviously we're having this Willow versus Statlander match at All Out in, just under 2 weeks now. Obviously the winner of this match will decide the speculation for that. Yeah. Match, and it's a case of not having the same match, so they could have easily just phoned it in and gone Willow and Kris Statlander throughout like 90% of the match, but they didn't. No, and it was good that they did that because we're going to get to see that anyway in just under 2 weeks. So why would you want to repeat the same thing? You know, so it was nice to see what they did with us.
Yeah, definitely. So on to the finish then. So Willow gets into the ring with Ishii. Willow holds Stokely up, and Ishii hits a... I don't know what he hit. He just steamrolled him. He like shoulder barges him on the ground. It's
probably like a pounce or something. It might have been his clothesline. He was like a low clothesline. Yeah, it might have been that.
Cool, that one. And then Ishii pins Stokely Hathaway.
Which was, I was surprised at that because I genuinely thought that Statlander and Stokely were going to win it. That's what I predicted in a prediction video. If you hadn't seen the prediction video, we will fling a link up here somewhere. So I got that one incorrectly and did predict Willow and Ishii to win.
There we go.
So Willow Statlander, I'm assuming it'll be this coming week at some point that the stipulation will be announced.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what Willow picks.
Because we know we got that match, and there is... Pac is facing I think it was the Continental Champion he was going for. So it's going to be Okada at All Out as well. Nice. So there's only 2 matches we've got thus far.
Cool. Sounds good. In a true like circular moment, Stokely Hathaway gets carried out of the arena as well. This time by Kris Statlander.
Not quite as grandiose as a bed. Just Statlander's shoulder.
Helping him out. And then we got our last match of 0 Hour. Did they call it 0 Hour?
Yes.
The warm-up show.
Yes, 0 Hour.
So this is Cage of Agony with Mike Bennett and Matt Taven versus Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, the Von Erichs, and Dustin Rhodes.
Yep, with Kevin Von Erich in tow, no less, as well, the legend himself.
Yep, so he's out.
That was nice to see.
It was. So this is a great setup.
That does remind me, we still need to see the Iron Claw movie.
Yes. I've said this like 6 times this weekend.
I know.
We still need to see that. We do. It sounds good. Rags, he's being mean.
Off you go.
It's fine. So yeah, it's a great setup of a match.
Yeah,
a lot of people, again. But some great teams, some great wrestlers.
Yeah. And again, it's a case to showcase others who come over for the event and aren't necessarily in storyline. So it's again, I mean, technically there is a bit of a storyline because obviously Undisputed Kingdom is calling out Dustin and Sammy for the tag titles. Yeah. Cage of Agony won the trios titles. So it does all kind of merge together in that sense. I'm assuming there's been a lot more in Ring of Honor. We're not up to date with the Ring of Honor stuff. There's already too much to watch right now. So another 2 hours of wrestling a week is just like, oh my God, it's quite daunting. But I'm going to assume there's quite a bit going on there because obviously quite interchangeable with the companies.
Yeah, definitely. So before, I'm going to say Team Von Erich.
Team Texas, with all Texans.
Team Texas. Before Team Texas get to the ring, the other team attack them, so there's a brawl on the outside.
Good old heel move.
Good old heel move. But then they go on just to have a really fun match.
So if they're Team Texas, what do you call the other team? Cage of Agony and the Undisputed Kingdom. So is it Undisputed Agony?
Undisputed Agony.
Or Cage of Kingdom?
Undisputed Agony, I think. You probably know that one. See, I didn't have much specifically. It's another one where there's so many people, it's hard to...
Yeah. You could tell Dustin, because he's covered head to toe in his bodysuit, he's got half a face painted. And you can't really mistake Brian Cage.
No, he was in yellow and blue.
The Swolverine. Well, just look at the size of him. You just can't mistake that, can you?
And Sammy Guevara was also in yellow and blue. And I did notice they seem to be pairing
almost
off quite a lot.
Yeah, almost kind of yeah.
which was fun. No, it's I don't have much else to say about it.
Yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, it
No.
was a good match. It was a really good match. It was a nice
Mm-hmm.
nice little palate cleanser is not the right word because it's not in the middle of the
Warm-up.
card, but it was a good warm up. We got the
On
crowd
that
going a
ramping
little
up,
bit,
isn't it?
and it's nice to see Dustin coming over and sort of having 2 titles now. And
Yeah.
he's obviously he's coming to the end. Right, he is winding down. He's coming to the sort of that twilight of his career almost, and he's done amazing for himself. You know, the natural Dustin Rhodes back in the late '80s, through to Goldust, through to some things we shall not speak of, and obviously over to the Nightmare now, Dustin Rhodes, and it's fantastic to see him still going at such a high quality that he's still going at.
Yeah,
and teaming with Sammy Guevara, giving Sammy Guevara that rub.
Yes,
that's incredible.
That's really good, and seeing just Sammy in action.
Yeah, I was gutted Sammy didn't have a match last year. I really like Sammy Guevara. Yes. I don't know why fans keep booing him. I think he's fantastic.
He's a bit heely though, isn't he? Sometimes.
When you watch his vlog, he's really not. He's the most sweetest, down-to-earth guy in the world.
But most people watching wrestling aren't watching the vlogs, are
No,
they?
I know, but that's what I mean, though. He's like, and that's the thing. It's like,
he does seem like a really nice
guy. And he's being pushed as a face, so why are fans booing him? But then on the other hand of things, when you watch Collision, Cardiff was all over Big Bill and sort of wanted Big Bill, and Big Bill as a heel.
Yes.
That was wild.
The crowd will do what
and we couldn't talk about that in the predictions, even though we saw it the night before we recorded the predictions because of the but yeah, anyway.
Yes.
I digress.
More of that later, probably. So we get to the finish where Sammy Guevara hits a senton on Matt Taven off the top, which allows Dustin Rhodes to get the pin.
Sweet teamwork. Yes, Team Texas. Let's go. We did update, or rather I did update the predictions from our Airbnb on Sunday morning when that went up. I think it was Sunday morning.
Yeah.
It might have been Saturday. I can't remember what day it was, but I did update it. We both predicted Team Texas to win, and we both got that one correct.
Yay!
Boom.
Following this match, there is another brawl. Kevin Von Erich gets involved, and there are many claws. Many claws are applied.
Claw Central. Yeah, there was a lot.
Which is a nice way to finish and to get
nice Kevin to get Kevin involved. Yeah, I was going to say.
I think there were some Kevin chants.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. What did you think? I mean, I wonder if he had shoes on or not. We couldn't really see that far because he never used to wrestle with shoes.
No, true.
And obviously, one of his sons doesn't as well. So one of his sons, right? Marshall. I can't remember the other chap's name. I'll be honest. But yeah, one of them doesn't wrestle with shoes, and the other one does. And then you got one of the Gates of Agony doesn't wrestle with shoes, and it's like, what is going on here?
That's the way to go, apparently.
Yeah.
So next, Ariya comes out with an entourage of family and friends, I suppose. There seem to be a lot more people than last time.
Yeah. I know her mother was definitely there. You can't mistake her because of the red hair.
Yeah, she's very bright red hair. And Harley Cameron is with her as well, as always.
Yeah, part of the Outcast, yeah.
So she gets on the mic and is basically trying to hold the show hostage until she gets the respect she deserves.
I'm the best British women's wrestler ever.
Yeah, and everyone's booing and basically just throwing abuse at her.
Yep.
As deserved.
Yep, absolutely.
And out comes Jamie Hayter. Probably closer to being the best.
Oh, yeah.
Women's wrestler. And she just beats everyone up. It's great.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I can't think of any others off the top of my head right now, but I would say right now, for me, Jamie Hayter is the best of the British female wrestlers right now.
So she's been out with an injury?
Well over a year, yes. I can't remember what the injury was, though. I want to say shoulder, but don't quote me on that one.
But yeah, she's back.
Yeah!
So hopefully we'll be...
bringing the hate.
...in action. It's a bit of a shame that this was on 0 Hour, not on the main show, but... I'm sure they have their reasons. There's a lot in the main show.
We talked to a lot of nice people at All In and different queues and different sort of variety of situations in the chairs and seats we were sat in and whatnot. And we also met a couple of people on the coach home, and they were really lovely. We made friends with them. They actually live in our town, which is nice. Literally 10 minutes away, which is nuts.
Crazy.
And I was talking to one of them. I'm not going to name drop names, just in case they might not like it. So the summarization is that Jimmy Hayter's not quite cleared yet, so that could be why it was put on the pre-show.
So she's back in appearance, but
yeah. So she might be close and is able to do some build. I guess kind of like what WWE doing with Punk.
Yeah.
With the sort of build up to SummerSlam is kind of also, I guess,
Rolls
like
eyes.
that. Yeah. I roll. God, if I roll my eyes any harder at that, I'm going to pass out. But yeah, it could be that same sort of thing is what we were sort of talking about on the coach on the way back. So that could be something to do with that.
Okay. And then still in 0 Hour, we have the entrances for the first match. So
which spun me out.
Yeah, I guess they've got an awful lot to fit in the show.
Yeah. So we're going to lump this into the main show, and we're
yes.
going to talk about that match next.
So, it's time for the main show.
It's time for the pay-per-view.
And we start with the London ladder match. We've got House of Black versus the Bang Bang Gang versus the team of Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac versus the Patriarchy.
The current well, at this point, the current champions.
Yes. So the team, Claudio Castagnoli, Yuta, and Pac were the wild card team that got through from.
Yeah, so they took on Top Flight and Leo Rush on Collision for that empty spot. Obviously, BCC and Pac won, which is well deserved. Pac deserves to be on this show.
Yeah, definitely.
Pac is British. He had an injury last year. He couldn't wrestle last year. That must have been heartbreaking for him, and obviously he's on this card now, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, the crowd loved him. They loved a lot of people.
Who doesn't love him?
He's
you know what? B word.
Nearly said it.
Nearly.
It was a shame that House of Black's entrance was in daylight.
Yeah.
But
I want to see that properly on the thing, like a proper look of it on the big screen with the surround sound on.
So we know they have like really elaborate masks and everything.
We could tell there was other figures on the stage.
Yeah,
they looked like there was some sort of flag. It'd be interesting to see what the masks were.
Almost like druidy kind of looking stuff.
Yeah.
And I get the impression, I kind of didn't figure out till later, but I don't think Christian came out with the Patriarchy.
It certainly seemed that way, yeah. I seem to have a memory of him running down the ramp.
Yeah, he runs down the ramp after, it's a ladder match. Everyone attacks each other, and at some point, everyone is going to be down, and that's when Christian ran down to get an attempt to climbing the ladder without any contention.
Yeah. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, the match actually started as well with each team in the four corners. And then obviously the Patriarchy being the last ones in. The bell rings, the House of Black, the Bullet Club, I'm going to call them Bullet Club Gold.
Okay.
And I'm going to call them BCC just for easy of access. So BCC, Bullet Club Gold, and House of Black sort of look at each other. And then they all just kind of turn towards the Patriarchy and just start beating them down. And it's like, this is great.
Really
this is exactly what needs to happen right now.
So Christian's attempt at climbing the ladder is thwarted at this point.
I want to say it was one of House of Black.
I can't remember. I don't think I've been able to tell.
But then saying that, it did happen quite a few times.
Yes,
I mean, the
there
thing
were
with
a lot of attempts.
Even sort of where we didn't have like nosebleeds. We did have a good view, but it was obviously it's difficult to make out things. But I'm telling you, I could distinctly make out Malachi Black's tattoo on the back. That
you could
face,
at some point.
100%, because you could see his back to us. I'm like, that's Malachi.
Yeah, you could tell.
And you can't mistake Brody because he's the biggest man in the match apart from Killswitch.
There was Mother Wayne did start climbing the ladder. I think we talked about this possibility on our predictions.
I think we did, yeah. Because I was surmising Julia Hart would return.
Yes. Sorry, she didn't.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Mother Wayne starts climbing the ladder, but then the guns just basically shoo her away, and she backs off slowly. So I
want to get another close up of that because I want to know if there's actually saying something to her or
so they basically
shoo.
I know. There's just standing there, and she's like, okay. But it is interesting that was genuinely a possibility because they wouldn't have done that. I guess like if she's not counted as a champion, she could still get one of the belts and give it to one of the guys. And
yeah, potentially.
Count.
It would count as ownership, wouldn't it?
So that was a possibility, but I want to see what shoes she was wearing as well because I'm pretty sure she always wears heels.
Oh god, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Climbing a ladder in heels. Oof, no thank you.
Health and safety nightmare.
Yes.
As is the whole match.
But, well, yeah, this is true.
What do we have? There was definitely barbed wire boards. Was there in this one?
No.
Oh, that's a different match.
A different match.
Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah, get ahead of yourself. Huh?
There was one very big ladder that was put up. And
yes, I think Juice got that one out.
Yes.
So you could tell it was his massive hair.
Just knocks the belts because it's literally
it's so big.
Higher than the belts were.
There was definitely tables involved.
Yeah,
there was a few tables. There was chairs involved.
Yes.
Because Christian and Juice had that smack. Yes. And they were both like, ha!
Just hit each other's chairs with their chairs. Which
and the hairspray.
Hairspray, yes.
So again, I think it was Juice. So Christian was holding Juice with a chair. I think he must have...
Wayne's about to spray.
Yeah, he must have low-blowed him or elbowed him or something, and then he just sort of lifts the chair up, and she's spraying the chair, and she's like, crap.
And then I think Juice sprays her in the face instead.
I believe so, yeah. I believe he snatched her off and sprayed, yeah. And then
he
did try threatening her to put her to a table, but then Killswitch intervened.
Yeah.
Boo, kill switch.
Everyone was really cheering for him to hit Mother Wayne, but she deserves it. It's fine. This is a very fun match, a really good opener to
It
the
really
show.
was, yeah. And it was just constant as well. There was no slowdown.
Can confirm the only reason it's called a London ladder match is that it's in London. There was nothing London about it.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah. So what we have instead, a telephone box match. We have to climb on top of the telephone box to pick up the belts.
Maybe like...
No, I'm being serious. Like, what else could we do with a gimmick match? You have to put the phone box in the ring somehow, climb up the top of the phone box, and then pull the belt out.
Yeah.
A London telephone box match. No, that sounds awful.
That sounds terrible.
It does sound awful, yeah.
I don't know. They probably thought, let's try and do something gimmicky, and then realized there was nothing really they could do that would make it not be really cheesy. But yeah, so if we get to the finish, so Christian and Killswitch are kind of big players, obviously. And there was a point earlier where Killswitch is ready to grab the belts, and Christian tells him to stop because he's going to get it.
Yeah.
And then that was thwarted.
Hogging the glory again.
So Christian is down, but Killswitch picks Christian up, sets him up on the ladder, and then basically lifts him up to climb the ladder to get the belts himself. Pac climbs the ladder on the other side and kicks Christian off and grabs the belt. So the winners are the wild card team.
I did not see that coming.
Of Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli.
I really did not see that coming at all. We both picked the patriarchy for that, I think, didn't we?
Honestly, when we were talking about this wild card match happening, and we were saying we might have to update our predictions, like I can't see either of the teams in that match.
No.
Actually winning, and I was like, oh.
I mean,
okay.
I guess it kind of makes sense with Pac being British, but I don't know. I still question the judgment on this one. I still don't think it was right to pull him off the patriarchy at this point. Excuse me.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they go from here. What the plan?
But then, I can't really say much else. So we'll talk about that at a later time.
Yeah. So Christian starts yelling at Killswitch because it's always Killswitch's fault.
Yeah.
And Killswitch storms off up the ramp.
Yeah.
Throwing his arms up.
Screw this. I'm done.
I'm like, yeah, Luchasaurus.
She was, you know.
She
really was. My ear still hurts from it.
Okay, next match then. For the AEW Women's World Championships, Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Timeless Toni Storm.
Timeless Toni Storm.
Was it the Glamour Mariah May? I think she called herself that.
Yeah.
The Glamour.
This is great. I haven't written much because...
You didn't want to sort of take your eyes off of this one.
It's tricky. And I was like squinting a bit.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like the sun's starting to go down, so you've got sun in your eyes a bit, and there's also the lights on the ring a little bit glaring, so it's a bit hard, but it's fine. I want a screen next time. Yeah,
last year they put the screen on at least 3 of the sides. This year they only put them on 2. Unfortunately, our side did not have a screen, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because if there's a screen there, I'm probably more inclined to watch the screen, but if that's the case, I might as well be watching at home, right?
Exactly, that's the throw-up. But if then something's happening, and you're like, I can't quite make it out, you look up at
Which is why I got all my steps in that. They were running down to the little bit. I'm turning around and looking up at this screen on the wall behind us.
It's a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was a great match. Mariah May is brilliant, and I'm glad she's actually getting her moment. Toni Storm is she is really good at the moment. I think she's improved a lot over the last few years.
Yeah, I agree.
And the character, you just can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
She's just perfect for that character.
I feel when she came into the company, she kind of floundered a little bit, in my opinion. And then she joined the Outcasts, and it was like, okay, this could be interesting. And then that kind of just floundered.
Yeah.
And it kind of fell by the wayside, and it just felt a bit meh. And then she hit this Timeless thing, and it's just kind of been going... Yes, yeah, up. There was a point where I feel like it plateaued a little bit, and it didn't. It was kind of doing a little bit of this. And then Mariah May won that thing, and it just kind of went...
Yeah.
And the whole story between these two has just been phenomenal all the way through.
Luther got some great chants. He was very much loved by the crowd.
Yeah, Luther's great.
Yeah, we love Luther.
It's crazy. That man's crazy.
Mariah drop-kicked Luther.
Yep.
And that was met by the biggest boos of the match. Because, we must protect that man.
Yeah, he's a national treasure, damn it.
And there was a moment as well where the shoe is introduced,
yes.
And you get Toni Storm just looking like she's about to attack Mariah, but she decides against it. She can't do it.
We don't know which part of the match this happened, but Mariah May is bleeding by this point.
Yeah.
And we've seen photos and obviously social media posts since. But yeah, I don't know when that happened.
No idea, but it looked good. It looked effective for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you got about this one?
I have zero notes.
It was.
That's the thing is, I was so invested in it. I just sat there and I was just glued to it because I didn't want to sort of miss anything that I could actually see
in that atmosphere as well. I find it quite hard. I wrote brief notes and then like flashed them out afterwards, and I was looking at social media to fill in gaps and stuff. But you're in that atmosphere. You don't want to be looking at your phone between matches, especially in AEW when they come so quick together. It's literally match recap.
Yeah.
There's no time for that sort of thing. But I feel like because this was very much, I think mostly it was a straight wrestling match. There was this couple of fun moments in there, and which is great. But it's nice to see it wasn't really gimmicky.
No.
And you need, on a show like this where there's a lot of gimmicks going on. I mean, Toni Storm's a gimmick in herself, but to have a straight wrestling match and just like enjoy the sport, really, it was good. Mariah hits Toni Storm with Storm Zero.
I think she doesn't you clock her with a running knee strike first. I think a couple of running knee strikes to sort of weaken her up first, and then it hits the Storm Zero.
Probably. I haven't written down a huge amount of moves.
No, I'm just trying to.
I can barely remember the name of one move at a time. But yes, Storm Zero is hit. Mariah pins Toni Storm to become the new champ. New champ.
Oh,
again.
Yeah. So that's what we now 2 for 2 on that one.
What was our predictions on that?
We both predicted Mariah May to win that one.
Nice.
So I mean, in terms of this point in the card, I think 2 title changes and 2 title matches.
I think
so as it stands, we're running at 100% title changes.
That's big.
That is. I mean, for this point.
Okay then. Next.
Yep.
Another championship, the FTW championship now. Chris Jericho versus Hook. So at the moment, this is the 4th World Championship. So Jericho is played to the ring by himself.
Well, he doesn't play himself to the ring. He sings himself. What's the rest of the band?
But it's his band, so that was quite fun.
I think Rich Ward would have an opinion to say about that if you say that.
We weren't sure if they were going to play Judas.
Yeah.
Because that's like the iconic one, but I'm kind of glad they didn't.
I kind of think it would have been funny for him to sort of come out and just stand there and go, right, ready? Let's go. And they start playing Judas. And he was like, no, not that crap song. And just kind of just even more heelish. Like being Cardiff when he's going, we're in Cardiff, England. And the crowd was going nuclear.
Yeah,
like,
they were.
Boo. They were. I feel that would have really riled up some of the fans because everyone loves Judas.
Yeah. Jericho is accompanied by Big Bill and Frank Keith, thank you. His name keeps slipping from my mind. The crowd loves Bill very much. This started at Cardiff.
I still don't understand it. I don't get it.
At Cardiff, it was Collision, wasn't it?
It was Collision, yeah.
There was a small group of very drunk men that started singing a song to Bill, and it spread like wildfire.
It did.
And the whole crowd was just going for it. And he was fighting Hook on Collision.
That's right.
And Hook was the heel suddenly.
Yeah.
And every time Bill hit Hook, it was a yay. And every time Hook hit Bill, it was a boo. It was insane. And that transferred to London.
Yeah. I don't understand how and why this happened, though. I don't get it. Like, there's a couple of small drunk fans have that much sway across the entire stadium.
Because it was a relatively small crowd for Collision, and it was late in the show. We'd had Dynamite before, so everyone had a few more drinks, the people who were drinking. So it like multiplied how many drunk people, and then everyone else is just caught up in the moment and goes with it because it's hilarious. And then most of those people stick them in Wembley, surrounded by some people who weren't there, but most of whom watched it and heard it and loved it, and it just like explodes. And I don't know, I have a feeling it won't transfer over to America.
This is what I'm really interested to see.
Yeah, I'm intrigued because it was like very much, it's more the British crowd songs rather than the standard chants. I don't know, but it's just one of those moments that you could not predict.
No. I did not have that on my Collision bingo card.
It was just like, are they going to show this on TV? But you can definitely hear the chants on the Collision taping.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you will also hear them on the All In taping.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
I'd be interested. If you, we'll probably watch some.
Watch it back fully, yeah. We'll watch it back fully and properly.
It's just a moment, and he was like, he's not even in the match. It's so good. What else have we got on this one? The cricket balls. I think.
Yeah.
We couldn't tell what they were, but
it's like Jericho's got a bag. He's dropped something on the thing. What is that?
It's like
circular and round.
Things.
The first thing that popped in, well, we couldn't even see it was red at that point because it was so far back. It looked black.
It was like dark.
And I was like, are they balls? Like the circular balls people throw and sort of roll. Balls. I thought they were balls. And then obviously there's a bat introduced. It's like, oh, that's a cricket bat.
They're cricket balls.
Oh.
So yeah, cricket balls. I mean, if you land on tacks on your back, this is probably going to hurt. If you land with a cricket ball in your back,
I don't want to think about that.
That's going to cause some damage.
Yeah,
so that was an interesting thing.
This is the one with the barbed wire.
This had a barbed wire board, which we couldn't actually see, but quite good. That Brian Keith shook his hands after
he kind of put it down, did this, he went, and he made a very big show of it, which was kind of cool.
Which is how we guessed that it must be barbed wire because it hurt.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, I'd never thought that doing that kind of gesture was actually very important, but for us who couldn't see very well, it was great. So that was pretty fun. I imagine Taz was on commentary. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I can only imagine
what he was saying.
This is one match I think I'm gonna have to watch.
Oh, that's one thing actually. When before Hook started coming out and they sort of had the beep, 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 which is the start of Taz's old music, and I'm just like, what the hell? Where's Taz? We didn't know he was in commentary at this point. I'm like, where the hell is Taz? And then obviously kicks into Hook's music, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I would have liked to hear Taz's music, but that's cool still. Yeah, that's cool.
Still cool.
And that's supposedly reading up afterwards on the sort of the feeds and whatnot. That was Hook's idea.
Yeah.
So
sweet. I love that. Bit of a tribute.
Yeah. Taz deserves it. Taz is a legend.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
This was a great match. Really fun.
Dude, what's the match? Dude. Sorry, I'll stop.
Essentially, this was a 3-on-1 match.
Yeah.
Hook was on his own, and the learning tree and his apples.
And his
branches.
His branches, yeah.
They were very much all in this fight, and because it's FTW rules. Since FTW rules, it's totally legal. Anything from you?
Mine would be the finish and what you're probably going to talk about next.
Okay. So, Hook has Red Rum on Red Rum.
Actually, one thing I'm kind of wondering if he still has that eye patch on. We didn't really see.
You wouldn't be able to see from where we were.
No, we did a collision.
Yeah, he did a collision. So he had the black tape instead of the bandage, didn't he?
And I can't remember what we've seen. Anyway, come
on. So Hook has Red Rum on Chris Jericho. Not for he's tried to get it a couple times.
Yeah, I think so.
Brian Keith is on the apron. He has the belt, and he looks like he's ready to do some damage. And then Taz gets up. You see Taz just he's had enough, clearly. No, thank you.
Screw this. I imagine him just going, screw this, and throwing the headset down.
It's a bit hard to see because they're obviously on the floor at this point. But Taz, I think he gets Brian Keith into the Taz mission, probably.
Yeah.
I imagine.
It looked like it. From our angle, it looked like the Taz mission. Well, the Red Rum is kind of a variation of the Taz mission, so.
That's so cool. And then, so the Red Rum's in for longer, and Jericho eventually taps.
Well, we don't know if he might pass out for all we know. All we know is
I kind of guessed it was a tap.
Yeah, it might have been a tap, might have been a pass out.
So Hook is again the FTW champion.
He's bringing it home.
So it's now not the Forza World Champion.
No, it's let's we're PG here. Well, to a moderate degree.
Hook and Taz hug.
Yeah, which was really nice, and that popped the crowd. That was really nice. Yeah, we could see that. That was really cool. We both predicted Hook to win that one, so we both got that one correct.
Awesome. Next, for the AEW Tag Team Championships, FTR
Boo.
versus the Young Bucks.
Woo! EVP.
Versus the Acclaimed.
Boo. I'm not biased. You're biased.
You're biased. The Acclaimed do a rap. I can't remember what they were saying. I'm pretty sure we had a moment, but I can't remember what it was.
It is, yeah, because we had a lot of people talking around this. It's quite difficult to hear sometimes with some of the stuff. So
the mic echoes a bit, and
yeah,
oh no. So maybe one to listen back, but yeah, I think there was some dicks mentioned.
Yeah, some of the. You know what? I'm not going to say it because it'll probably get us demonetized. Not that we're monetized anyway.
Probably mentioned the royal family, if I'm guessing. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Well, they did that at Collision today. It's about the favorite princesses. The Young Bucks. I think that's Castor on the mic. Was it Collision or Dynamite? I think it was Dynamite, actually. Anyway. I digress.
This is another one I don't have much on. It was very, very fun.
Yeah, it was just all over the place. It was crazy.
It was all over the place. We definitely had some Billy Gunn action as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, names gone.
I mean, but then it's a triple threat, so you can't get disqualified. But Jesus Christ, Billy Gunn, go away. I mean, let the Young Bucks beat people up already.
Yeah,
I'm not biased.
I haven't got myself to.
Well, there was that sort of moments of people stealing each other's finishes, almost kind of tandem teaming with others' finishes, which is nuts.
Why have I? I'm sure I wrote. Oh wait, I have.
So they went for the. I think the Bucks go for the EVP trigger, and one of them gets knocked out of the ring.
Yeah,
and Max Caster happens to be stood there, if I remember rightly.
That's right.
And then he and one of the Bucks hits. I can't remember which Buck it was, but they hit the EVP trigger, and I want to say Dax.
Yes, Dax.
I think it was Dax. I'm going by the it's weird with FTR. I'm doing it by the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair or lack of.
With the Bucks, I don't know which one was wearing which color, so I couldn't tell you what was what on that one.
There's no way to tell those men apart.
And then with the Acclaimed, it's either the guy in the trunks or the trousers.
You can also do that on hair.
Yes, that's a fact. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so they had an EVP trigger mix up.
Yeah, and then there was a shatter machine, wasn't there?
Shatter machine, which I think was Max.
Well, Dax would have been down, right? So it would have had to be Cash, yeah.
Yeah, on whichever book it was.
Yeah, the DVP trigger. I think it was the one wearing blue.
Oh, I don't know. That's a memory problem.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I might have to check that back, but I think it was whoever was wearing the blue one.
Full respect to the EVP.
It was Matt and or Nick. Sorry, Matthew and or Nicholas.
Yes.
Please don't fire us, EVPs. We love you.
So getting into the finish then. The Young Bucks both are involved in an EVP trigger and hits it on Dax after they've hit him with the belt.
Oh, yeah, there was some, yeah.
So they get the pin on Dax.
They were doing a bit of a bluff with the belts, and even though it was a triple threat, so you wouldn't get disqualified anyway. So.
Yeah, you're right.
But they're a stickler for the rules, damn it.
Oh, no.
Ref don't see it, ref can't call it.
Exactly. So Young Bucks win and retain.
Yes, I was so nervous towards the end of that one.
Yeah, there were some close moments.
There was. I was so sure they were going to lose that for a moment. We both predicted the Bucks to retain.
Whoop, whoop.
So we're doing well. You're doing one better than me right now. So I know.
I never win.
Let's see if that. Let's see if it continues. Huh?
We'll see. So I can't even remember my own predictions.
Well, the thing is, I can see this, and I already know the answer to that question.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So following the match. The grizzled young veteran.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know where they came from.
And again, there was like two people standing in the ring, and I'm like,
who's that?
What the hell is that? So I ran down the stairs, looked up, and I'm like, oh my god.
Just mouthing back to me, the grizzled young veteran.
It's like, what the hell's going on?
Like, what?
And I think they competed at Rev Pro the night before, I believe. For the tag titles, yeah.
So
and they're Brits as well, so.
They are. So they face up to the Young Bucks.
Yeah, it's another team WWE messed up. Just saying. Just saying.
Face off with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks roll out. The FTR come up behind the Grizzled Young Veterans, but then Grizzled Young Veterans, I need a shorter way to say that. GYV. They turn around and attack FTR.
Just say the Veterans.
Veterans.
That will work.
The Vets.
No, because that sounds wrong.
They help animals. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, so that's... I'm wondering, because I haven't seen a GYV or All Elite thing. So was that just for a Wembley thing? But why would they do that? Because that's setting something up. So we're going to get Grizzled Young Vets against FTR at some point.
Do you think they might be more on Ring of Honor?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll find out. Maybe then Dynamite they'll get called out or something, or Collision or something. Yeah. Maybe they'll lead into a match at All Out.
Maybe.
That'd be cool. FTR and GYV, I'd be down for that.
Okay. Are you ready for this next one?
Let's go!
It's a doozy.
I can't even remember what it is.
It's the Casino Gauntlet
Oh,
match.
God. Oh, here we go. Strap in, folks.
Strap in. Okay, to start with. Okay, Orange Cassidy's coming out first, so he starts the match. So he's the only one that sort of gets a entrance video.
Oh, like a special package thing.
He's got a special package, and I don't know how many people understood it, but most of the people in the room, apart from we couldn't see until on the screen.
Yeah, so
I saw this on social media.
Yeah, we've seen it back.
He doesn't Mr. Bean entrance. So he's got the video of the London streets. I think it's like
it's the exact same street as well. I recognise it.
Yeah, there's a landmark in the background,
Yeah.
and then a spotlight opens up on the street.
It's even the same, sort of the camera pans down, and then the...
Exactly the same. And down comes Orange Cassidy from the sky, slams into the ground, dusts himself off, and walks off like nothing happened. And that's exactly how the Mr. Bean TV show opened.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And you just got like, instead of you'd have the Mr. Bean written on the ground as like the
Orange Cassidy outline.
Opening the show, it's the Orange Cassidy outline. He even does the thing where he's gone the wrong way, so comes back and then
back off.
Excellent.
I wonder whose idea that was.
I know.
I really want to believe.
Orange Cassidy know Mr. Bean?
That's what I said. I really want to believe that Orange Cassidy loves Mr. Bean. He's like a huge fan.
Oh,
that would put
good.
Orange Cassidy up in my books. I'm not going to lie, because I used to watch Mr. Bean all the time as a kid.
Mental. So yeah. I was going to say something about this match in general, and I've forgotten what it was.
Okada's money.
Okada's money.
So much money.
So much money.
This guy. That was great.
Okada
got a really good ovation as well.
Yes. So
really happy with that.
Second man in the ring, so I guess it's the two of them starting.
Really happy he got that good ovation.
He does his proper entrance, with the money from the sky, and we could see the guys with the leaf blowers trying to clear the ramp.
And the guy with the brush trying to sweep it off.
It didn't
just kept blowing back in. It's like, oh my
they
God.
got most of it. I really can't. I knew I was going to say something in general about the Casino Gauntlet match, and I can't remember what it was. It'll come back to me. I haven't written.
It'll be at the main event, and it'll come back to it.
It might have been that we have no idea what the interval was supposed to be, but it wasn't the same.
No, it was random. They did. I think
Very
they did mention in the last one.
mention?
It's random intervals.
Random. How do they work it out? I guess out of storyline. Shoot. It's when
this happens,
when they need it to happen. But yeah, I don't know, like work wise.
This they must have multiple agents booking this one, because one guy booking this entire match is nuts.
Nightmare.
21 competitors, I think.
So. So I haven't gone into a huge amount of detail because there's so much going on.
Oh God.
So
Shock Central.
Third person is Nigel McGuinness.
Nigel McGuinness.
Crowd goes wild.
What the hell is that?
Another. Well, I don't know much about the history of Nigel McGuinness, but from what I know, he's
hates Bryan Danielson.
British wrestling legend.
He's a former Ring of Honor World Champ. I'll be honest, I don't know much in terms of the history of him either. I didn't watch Ring of Honor back in those sort of days, but I know he's held as one of the best. And you can kind of see that, him and Okada going off against each other. That was great. Him when Kyle O'Reilly comes out next, they're both technical guys, and what you could see of it, they were both doing some great technical stuff, and it was amazing.
He's been on commentary for so long, they kind of forget that he's a wrestler, and he can still go. Yeah. He can still go.
I mean, he had to give up because of injury. That was like 12, 13 years ago.
Wow.
Something like that.
And is he back, or is it just a one-off? I kind of want to say it's a one-off.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. He's looking good for it. Kyle O'Reilly's next.
Yep.
Another big pop from the crowd.
Yep. Deserved.
Next, even bigger pop, Zack Sabre Jr.
I popped.
You popped
so hard. So hard for this. And I surmised it, didn't I? I was sort of on the way in, I was like, wait, Zack Sabre Jr.'s at RevPro last night. I wonder if he's going to turn up in the gauntlet. And there he is.
There he is.
G1 Climax winner for 2024. Having his shot against Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship in October.
Sweet.
Let's go.
He does have a face-off with Nigel McGuinness. And at least in our section, I don't know if it spread or if it'll come across, there was a British wrestling chant that started up, which is cool because it was great to see. It's like 2 generations of British wrestling. Awesome. Next, we had Roderick Strong.
Yeah, next Strong.
Next was Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
And then Hangman Adam Page.
And
then, to another massive pop, Jeff Jarrett.
Hey!
Oops. who is accompanied by Karen Jarrett. There is a moment in this section before the next person comes out where Karen Jarrett's on the apron yelling at Hangman.
Yeah, I think he's just power bombing Jeff Jarrett outside the ring.
Yeah, and then it looks like Hangman grabbed Karen probably by the throat or something, and everyone's like, "No, what are you doing? Get off
You can hear the time. We can't see the timer. We can hear the crowd.
We can hear the
crowd. 5, 4. It's like, oh, here we go.
There's more, and the crowd was doing the
yeah,
which I always find hilarious.
I had to try and figure out. I was like, is that the crowd or is that an actual buzzer?
Oh, it's the crowd.
Yeah, no, yeah, I got it after a couple of times.
But it always reminds me of that. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a WWE Premium Live event where they had the timer on the screen.
It was Royal Rumble
from the start. And the crowd was just counting the whole time until they turned it off.
It was Royal Rumble. I think it was when Ziggler and Seth were in the ring that they sort of turned it off and they booed. Mm-hmm. I think.
But, I mean, it was very distracting.
Yeah.
Next entrant to the biggest pop.
So we sort of hear this music and we're like, I don't recognize this music. Who is this? Comes up on the big screen that we can see with an R. And I'm like,
is it?
Wait. Boom! Ricochet! Oh my god! What the hell?
So good. He did some flippy stuff.
Yeah. Hangman Page is just like... you gotta see the mannerisms in the ring.
And the next two, maybe, I'm gonna say a reverse pop. Christian Cage.
And the crowd goes mild. I mean, no, they booed hard. He's
running quite slow. I think he's probably...
still banged up from the ladder match, yeah. I mean, heel move, right?
Yes, just entering. It's like he lost those championships, so got to find any way to get another championship, really.
Good.
Oh yeah, because what I didn't mention is that the winner of this match gets a title shot, right?
Yes, I think we mentioned it at the. It'll be on the graphic on the match.
It'll be on the graphic. So. All right. So in this section before the next person comes out, Hangman goes for the buckshot on Okada, but Karen Jarrett grabs his leg out from under him.
How did I miss that?
I knew she was on the apron anyway, and he couldn't go, so that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I must have missed that bit.
And that this is when Jeff Jarrett comes up behind him and smashes him with the guitar.
So I remember the guitar shot.
Yeah, it was after Karen.
And yeah, I remember now.
And what I loved about this guitar shot is from where we were, you could just see like.
Yeah.
Obliterated.
Guitar dust. Not to be mixed up with stardust.
The next entrant.
Jesus, right?
Making noise. Was a bit of a surprise because the music that plays.
Yeah.
Is Luchasaurus.
And it even says it on the screen, Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus, and he's announced as Luchasaurus, and I'm losing my mind at this point.
Because obviously he's walked out on Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the night.
So this is it. This is the moment. He's gonna screw Christian Cage over and turn.
No. He's gonna give Christian Cage what he deserves.
Yes, exactly.
Is what you mean.
That's not quite what happens.
No.
So you've got Luchasaurus in the ring, Christian Cage, and Kyle O'Reilly. Christian's sort of facing up to Kyle O'Reilly. Luchasaurus is behind him. Luchasaurus looks like he taps Christian on the shoulder, and it looks like he's gonna choke slam him, grab him by the throat. Kyle O'Reilly sort of tries to move in to get his moment, and Luchasaurus pushes Christian out of the way, grabs Kyle O'Reilly by the throat, and choke slams him. Drags Christian onto Kyle O'Reilly.
Damn it, Luchasaurus!
Ref counts. And Christian wins.
Damn it, Luchasaurus! What are you doing?
My dreams were shattered.
I want to make the dinosaurs truly extinct right now.
My heart broke. They did such a good job, honestly, of faking out. I don't know where this is going to lead.
Okay, so what if, right, we don't know when Christian's going to cash this in.
No.
Okay, so it could be any time, because literally that's the kind of thing that they can use it at any time.
Yeah.
Now, what if Christian Cage keeps berating him so much, keeps badgering, and then when Christian Cage actually cashes in, that's when Luchasaurus screws him.
See, my thinking...
It's more impactful then, right?
Is that my thinking is Luchasaurus, or Kill Switch, whatever, helps Christian get the championship and then beats him for it.
Or helps Adam Copeland to beat him for it.
Or even more of an insult.
I don't know if I want to see Christian Cage as champion, though.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I really like Christian Cage. I love to hate this character because he's fantastic, but he's a great worker. But I don't know if I want to see him as the AEW champion.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. That's definitely his goal.
I don't think he needs it.
No.
I really don't.
Yeah, it was such a fun match. And you had the stakes of the what you win, but you had the sort of urgency to, the sooner you can win, the less people you have to beat, in a sense.
In a sense. There's less people to stop you. Yeah.
So
not only that, but other people who's doing the same thing. So you could have 6 people all trying to go for a pin at the same time. I suppose we didn't get a situation like that.
Yeah. So I know, like, people online have been saying things like, why were the guys in the ring stopping when someone new was coming out? But it's because that person is fresh, and you've got to be ready to.
It's like I saw one, and it's a common phrase WWE marks. One guy was like, "Don't see that in the Royal Rumble." What, have you never seen a Royal Rumble? You absolutely do get that in a Royal Rumble.
Yes, but there we go. So yeah, great match.
I did it. I'm looking forward to seeing that back properly again.
Our predictions, we
picked Hangman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we picked because it was the only ones. There was only like 5 people that was announced, and we picked Hangman.
Yeah.
I legit thought they were going for Hangman. Evidently not.
Yep.
But again, this is the kind of great thing about this is that it's unpredictable, and I love that.
Exactly. Okay, moving on. There's so many matches for the American Championship. Will Ospreay versus MJF. It's so good. So Will Ospreay gets an Assassin's Creed entrance. Rex is asleep on the notes.
It's fine. Lack of notes.
Lack of notes. So this Assassin's Creed entrance, there's these break dancers doing some like parkour stuff, and
I thought they were supposed to be more like ninjas.
I don't know. I think they were like hoodies and things.
That's a censor. Damn it.
But yeah, I mean, one of them did a spinning on their head thingy at the top of the ramp.
True.
Whether they were meant to be ninjas.
Do you think that was the woman that was in the Olympics doing breakdancing?
Oh dear. They have this voiceover. We couldn't hear everything that was being said, but it was meant to be.
We did catch. It's my name is Ezio Auditore de Firenze. I did catch that. But we don't think it was the same voice actor who actually voiced Ezio in the games.
No, it didn't quite sound. But it's been many years since Ezio's been around, so who knows? But that was really cool.
We did see a little snippet of his ring gear, which he teased a couple of days before.
Yes.
Which obviously was Assassin's Creed inspired, which looked really cool.
It was very cool.
So I want to get a proper good look at that. What are you doing?
And then MJF enters and there's American flags and stuff. Whatever.
Whatever. Well, he did the ultimate heel move and he blew off all that string confetti.
Oh, the confetti was blocking so much.
He did what the Young Bucks did last year.
Yeah, it was just like stuck up there the rest of the night. So
it's probably still stuck there now.
Probably. So Ospreay took out a cameraman, which was fun.
With a hidden blade, I think.
He tried to hit a hidden blade on MJF from the ring apron to the outside.
Yeah.
MJF moved and a cameraman ate it.
I mean, cameraman should have run, right?
He was filming.
I wonder if we're going to get the point of view of the cameraman for that move.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
That would be really cool. So you've got then Ospreay and the ref trying to see if the camera guy's okay, and in the distraction MJF gets the belt and manages to hit Ospreay with it.
There's probably a note as well that MJF did put a tweet out. I think it was on Saturday. Someone stole his Dynamite Diamond ring.
Yeah, that wasn't
on Twitter.
Used in the match.
No,
if we wouldn't have been able to see it.
I do get the feeling that is still part of kayfabe, is still part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Someone hasn't actually gone into his hotel room and robbed it. It's just part of the story.
So we get to there's a ref bump.
Yeah.
A deliberate one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with that one. Yeah.
So MJF had Will Ospreay on his shoulders, and the ref was like having making sure he could see what's going on. Rex, what are you doing? And MJF basically hits the ref with Ospreay's legs.
Yeah.
So the ref is down. It was a bit hard to see what happened next from our point of view. But from what I gather from social media and stuff... Oh, wait, no. I'm in the wrong place.
Oh, dear.
It's fine. MJF bites him, I think.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right
and
for
probably,
MJF, yeah.
And I think hits a low blow, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm kind of putting things together.
We think. Don't quote us on this.
And then he goes to hit Ospreay with, I think it looked like there was something on his hand, but he didn't have the ring, so I don't know if he like had some knuckle dusters or something. But he stopped. His arm is grabbed by a masked person.
Yeah. Again, I'm like,
It's
who
another
the hell is that?
Run down the stairs. Go look at the screen.
Yeah. I caught it just in time to see the
reveal. Daniel Garcia. He's back.
Danny's back.
He's back and he's
angry. Danny boy.
But the only interference he does is grab the arm and
he doesn't hit him.
Take the thing off his hand.
Yeah, he doesn't hit him.
So he just waits there. He stays on the apron until the finish, which is pretty cool. This is a really cool match.
Was it until the finish, or was it? I think he sort of. I think once Ospreay hit him, he kind of jumped back down onto the floor.
Okay.
And then he still stands there.
Yeah, he waits.
He waits until the end of the match. He's absolutely there for the rest of the match, but I don't think he was on the apron for the rest of the match because the ref would have seen it and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. What are you doing here all of a sudden?
The crowd went wild for Danny, though.
Oh yeah.
That was great.
He's so good. It's a bit of closure.
Well, not yet. He's going to get his closure.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this match. It was really fun.
Oh, so good.
Lots of hidden blades from both guys.
Yeah. Again, it's kind of, you don't want to take your eyes off it, like the Toni Storm or Mariah we talked about earlier. It's like you just like.
Yeah. It's. And the finish, the satisfying finish of Will Ospreay hitting the Tiger Driver. Got the whole crowd just yelling, "Do it!" He yells,
and like we could see the whole thing, and MJF landed so well for that, and it looked painful.
It did look painful.
It was beautiful.
And Will Ospreay pins to win and get back the international.
Yeah, Christopher Daniels comes into the ring afterwards with, I think he had it in the bag, and he opened it up and he handed the international championship.
Get rid of that American
the new champ, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay.
The hand thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
In terms of predictions, we both predicted Ospreay to beat the hell out of MJF.
Yeah. A moment.
We both got that one right.
Mm-hmm. Next, for the TBS Championship, Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
I suppose it was a bit of a...
This I'm not going to lie.
A dip.
I'm not going to lie. I knew this was going to be awful. I really don't like Mercedes Moné, as we've already established. I use this as my pee break.
So I did have to look up Mercedes' entrance on social media. So I could see the carriage. She had a like royal carriage.
Yeah, we spotted it earlier on in the night, and we were like, "What is that?"
It's just off to the side.
Yeah.
Being pulled by royal guards, and I had to look it up because I'd seen something and I had to see it closer. The carriage was full of corgis. It was so cute. But then when I'm watching this clip, Mercedes is like out of the carriage and starting to walk down, and all I'm looking at is the corgis like jumping up in the window of the carriage. It's like, I'm here. And one of them's trying to open the door, and you can just see the guard like close the door. Corgi's like trying to get out. So that just that delighted me.
I need to see that.
It's so good. I need to find the clip I saw. Oh, we can just.
Yeah, we'll watch it again properly. Yeah.
Honestly, I was quite disappointed in this match. I knew it wasn't gonna be.
Mercedes Moné is overrated. I will say it now. I've said it before. I will say it again.
But I really felt like Britt just wasn't given an opportunity to do anything.
Yeah,
she had very few offensive moves. I know that's not her fault. It is not her fault. It's the way it was written, the way that...
There's only so much you can polish a turd before you realise it is just a turd.
It was just like how dominant Britt Baker was before she went off. And she's just come back and is just beaten up. And she did try and get the lockjaw in a couple of times, and the belt like swapped hands and stuff. I don't know.
But yeah, so I think
the belt,
from what I the glove, yeah. And from what I gather, as well, Camille tried to get involved. She passed the TBS title to Mercedes, got caught. Camille then was mouthing off to Britt Baker, who then did a flat back bump, and Camille was stood on the apron with the belt down. The ref turned and he's like,
"Yeah,
right, you out." She literally, Britt Baker pulled an Eddie Guerrero.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
It was very good. I mean, Camille had interfered earlier, so she deserved to get thrown out. But yeah, it was okay. It was fine. But nothing to write home about. No. It was, you could see a lot of people
There was a lot of and a lot of the I've seen social media sites and Facebook groups and whatnot, and it's like, oh, nice to see people still using women's matches as pee breaks. For me, that was not the case. For me, it was using Mercedes Moné as a pee break because she is overrated.
Yeah, that's fair.
She is the biggest overrated talent in that roster. She is the most overpaid talent in that roster.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
And I don't even know what the finish was, and I didn't even.
It's probably the backstabber thing, whatever she does. I don't know.
Mercedes retains.
Yeah, boo.
Moving on.
In terms of that, just before we go on further with that one, you picked Britt Baker to win.
Yeah, it's wishful thinking.
Picked Mercedes Moné, so we are now level pegging.
Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So next we have for the TNT Championship a coffin match between Darby Allin and Jack Perry, the scapegoat versus the skateboard.
A scapegoat is better than a scapegoat board.
I'm pretty sure I saw that on a sign someone was carrying.
It was the other way around.
Oh.
A skateboard's better than a scapegoat, I think the sign said.
Wow. So, something that I saw on social media after the fact is Darby Allin has pins stuck to his face.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah. Glued pins to his face. Like, what the hell?
Great.
I guess you can't punch someone with pins, can you? Because it's going to hurt. So you can't attack the head? Well, yeah, I know we do. In a logical mind.
Yes. So, this is Jack Perry who, in this match,
scapegoat,
gets a bag and tips out a bunch of glass.
Yeah, we were literally talking to someone in front of us, and he's like, do you think there's going to be glass in this match? I went, yeah, and fire, most likely. And then literally less than 30 seconds, Jack Perry's got this bag of glass and tipping it on the mat, and I'm like, oh, God.
And the arena sings,
Cry me a river. Real glass, pal.
Hilarious. Duct tape. Jack Perry duct tapes Darby Allin's wrists together. And then at some point, they end up at the top of the ramp, or near the middle of the ramp, I don't know, near the top. And all of a sudden, Darby Allin's legs are stuck together.
Well, all we could kind of see is Jack Perry kind of doing this weird kind of
like
jumpy bop thing. I don't know how to explain it.
And then Darby Allin gets up and like,
he's tied his legs. That'll explain it. He was taking the mick. Okay, now I get it.
And then Jack Perry throws him off the side of the ramp.
And that's got to be
tables?
10, 12 foot high, maybe?
It's not a fun bump.
No, I'd a guess. I mean, Perry has to walk down all the way down the ramp to get to where Darby's just been thrown.
Yeah. So after that, Jack Perry grabs a body bag that he came with, because who doesn't come to a match with a body bag?
It's a coffin match, right? It's good etiquette.
Takes that up to where Darby Allin's lying and puts him in it, drags him back, and sticks him in the coffin. We couldn't see if anything else happened because the coffin lid was up away from us.
Yeah.
But then it shuts. I realised I've just gone to the finish faster than I usually do.
I mean, it was a quick match, to be fair.
It was
anyway, so
quite short.
Ding ding, still champ.
Still champ.
Jack Perry.
It was really fun, but really surprisingly short for a gimmick match. But
I think something ran long.
To be longer.
I think someone else ran long, so they probably cut time from this one. Yeah. In terms of predictions, we both predicted the scapegoat to retain.
Yay! So following the match, Jack Perry calls down the Young Bucks, who have appeared at the top of the stage, I think. And they come down, and you had to run to the screen again.
Gas canister.
I stayed in my seat because I'm like, I don't want to move.
To the gasoline canister.
Gasoline can and poured it.
Jack Perry's got a lighter.
Coffin.
Yeah, so they open it back up and they poured it in and on top.
So yeah, they're about to light it when the lights go out.
And the crowd goes nuclear.
It's Sting!
Not only Sting, seek and destroy.
Yeah, just ride the light.
Go!
No, that's a whole different song.
It's a whole different album as well.
A whole different thing. I'm just glad it's the same band.
Fake Metallica fan, swiftly moving on.
Yeah, the whole crowd singing is great. So he comes to the rescue, beats up the Young Bucks, and Jack Perry, and they run away.
I think he's got his back with him.
And helps Darby Allin out of the coffin.
Yep.
So I'm hoping he's not back to wrestle because he's meant to be retired from in-ring. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I hope not. Yeah. Darby Allin has still got that championship match at Grand Slam. So whoever wins the main event, it's got Darby Allin next. Well, I mean, if there's no other match at All Out, obviously. But...
Yes, we shall see. Guess what?
Speaking of main events, It's time for the main event.
This is for the AEW World Championship in a title versus career match. Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve has live music to play down the ring. But it was like different because last time I think he had this, it was just the song. But this time I think it was the chorus, but then the verses were different and they had a couple of rappers doing it.
Couldn't tell you.
It sounded pretty cool. It wasn't like, I can't remember what it was where they said the best rapper in the world and they were like, rubbish.
Oh god, yeah.
So it actually had some skill to it because it sounded a bit like almost improvised, and yeah, I quite enjoyed that actually.
And obviously Bryan Danielson comes out to
Final countdown. And we're like, is this foreshadowing? But we've all just been swerving. So. Yes, this is wild.
Again, this is another wild match.
It's wild. It's crazy. It's violent.
There was a point where I'm like, the referee got gloves on.
You think so?
I think the ref's got gloves on. Okay, someone's bleeding.
Someone's bleeding. No idea.
We did find out it was Bryan Danielson afterwards.
From the spot I'm about to say right now. I got something completely mixed up. Swerve hits the ref with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he kind of swings him into him. Yeah.
I think I got something mixed up. I mentioned that in the MJF match, but oh well. But this is where it actually happens. Hits him with his legs.
Yep.
And we did have to look it up because we couldn't quite see what was going on. But Prince Nana brings out the ring bell and puts it down on the ring apron. And Swerve hits Bryan into it with a Death Valley driver.
Yeah.
While the ref is down.
Looked brutal.
And that's the moment that Bryan gets cut open.
And we did look, so we did have a look into this, and it's like, okay, so he hit the back of his head, so why is he bladed the forehead?
Impact.
I mean, I guess if you hit and maybe if you just dropped straight onto the floor and I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to blade the back of your head. And not as impactful, the look.
No.
You can know that the family is in the crowd. There's like off to the side, and every now and then we could see Bryan reaching out.
Yeah, his wife and kids are there.
Family's probably there. So there sort of was giving him motivation to carry on, which is pretty cool because that's like the whole point of this match is that sort of story.
Yeah, if he loses, he's retiring because he promises kids.
Yeah. Hangman Adam Page shows up. The first thing I saw of this, I could see it just someone in black running across in front of the announce area.
Yeah.
And that was one of the security guys trying to stop.
Down the stairs I go. I make this sound like I went a long way. It was like 6 steps.
But it was energetically.
It was, yeah.
So Hangman Adam Page comes through the crowd into the side of the stage, side of the ring area. And security swarm in. There's a lot of guys on him.
Yeah.
But it's enough to distract Swerve to allow Danielson to get some offensive.
I think he hit him with a Psycho knee. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
that was what he hit him with.
And then we come to the finish where Danielson has a label lock in.
Yep.
Swerve manages to break the S grip.
The S grip, yeah. As if he even managed to get it fully in, actually.
Yeah, I think he. We can't really see, but he broke his hands away.
Yep.
And then Danielson grabs his hand and does the snappy fingers thing.
Yeah. So he kind of grabs the arm back. He does the whole thing.
And then does it's
like a modified. Yeah, he kind of hooks that arm around by the looks of it and grabs round to his face again.
Yeah.
So he's got both arms kind of like in this kind of position, like.
Yep. And ref calls for the bell. So I think
Swerve taps. I'm assuming Swerve tapped.
Swerve tap. I don't think you pass out from that move, so he must have tapped.
Oh, I don't mind.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So Bryan Danielson is the new AEW World Champion.
Yeah. I still don't know quite how to feel about it.
Yeah, same. I was all for him, retire, go be with your family, have a lovely retirement, and just chill. But I mean, maybe he's got a few more matches in him to finish off, or maybe he is actually just gonna sort of retire from full time and still do appearances and stuff. But as champion, you gotta be full time until he stops being champ.
Yeah, like when MJF had it, he was great, but he was part time.
Yes.
When Joe had it, he was there nearly all the time. When Swerve had it, he was absolutely there all the time, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah. I do feel like sorry for Swerve because he had a great run,
and
he's still got more in
and
it.
it was only 4 months run still. You know, it was
Yeah.
only 4 months, and then obviously Bryan Danielson needs neck surgery. There's no qualms about it.
We know
he
he's
needs
going.
surgery.
We know he can't stay champ, so why is he champ?
It's going to be a short reign. So they're going to drop it to Darby Allin.
Maybe.
Is Christian going to win it? Is someone else going to win it?
It's
Like,
hard.
is I mean, in my mind, right? We've got a rubber match that's yet to be determined.
Mhm.
Bryan Danielson could have the third match against Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah. Ooh.
And what if ZSJ wins it
Ooh. Ooh.
at Wrestle Dream?
Ooh.
Then goes on to face Naito at King of Pro Wrestling and wins the IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
Double champ Sabre Jr. I'd be all down for that.
Yeah.
I would be all in for that. That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
That'd be sick.
So after the match, what was our prediction things?
So you predicted Swerve, and I used my desired result. So yeah, we both got that one out. Correct. Incorrect. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it was kind of That's how we'd have done it. But
Yeah.
we're not booking the thing. It's fine. We don't know what we're talking about. Clearly. So Blackpool Combat Club and Pac.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
And Bryan Danielson's
Who's still in his
family
pants,
come
by
into
the way.
ring.
He's still in his ring gear. Like
From the
that
first
was like
match.
3.5 hours ago, mate. What are you doing? Just sitting in the back in your briefs, you know.
You got Bree and the two kids in the ring as well, celebrating together. It's a lovely moment. People cry, probably. I think people.
I'd imagine people did sort of shed a
People
tear.
cry a lot.
Yeah.
And especially in that atmosphere as well. Imagine being like right down, like on the floor, surrounded by that. You got yes chants everywhere. We were yes chanting as well.
Oh my god! Well, I was doing the motion, but I wasn't chanting. I was just joining in with the motion. But then my throat was. But then my throat was kind of raw at that point. So
we did a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the main event.
Yeah.
And capped off an awesome show.
Yeah. I have seen since on obviously social media and whatnot that Bryan Danielson, and I think it was the post media scrum thing, has said he doesn't know where he's going from here, but he's going to be on Dynamite on Wednesday, and he will hopefully have some sort of answer.
Yeah.
So let's see how we go with that. I guess.
The other things that came out from the show, we couldn't see it on the screen, which sucked because we kind of knew it was coming from spoilers. But for next year, because All In isn't going to be in London next year.
Correct. It's in Texas.
Instead, they're doing Forbidden Door in London next year.
Honestly, in my mind, that's better. Because
Yeah.
I'm really into my New Japan stuff right now. I watched all of the G1. I've watched every show for the last year. Actually thinking about it, of New Japan that gets put up in English, and it is superb. I want to see more. I've got some Japanese stars I want to tick off my bucket list of seeing live. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Hiromu Takahashi, Tanahashi rather. Yota Tsuji I'd love to see live. Shingo Takagi. There's so many that I could just keep going through, you know, and it's like, let's get the Bullet Club over. David Finlay, let's go.
For me, it's a bit different because I don't know the Ring of Honor stuff. So
Ring of Honor? New Japan.
New Japan. I don't know Ring of Honor either.
No, well.
But so Forbidden Door's always a bit hit and miss for me. I love watching it, but I'm not as invested in Japanese stars. So it's a bit different. So it'll be a different thing, but it's still going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the Yota Tsuji versus Zack Sabre Jr. finals from G1 though, because that was amazing.
Good.
Wrapped him up like a friggin' pretzel.
So we don't know where it's going to be. We have a feeling it won't be Wembley Stadium, but it might be the arena. It might be some other London.
I reckon it'll be
venues.
O2. I reckon it'll be
Be the
O2.
O2. But it is still going to be the bank holiday weekend, I think.
Correct. It was August 24th.
So they're sort of swapping stuff around,
Correct.
Which is cool. So we'll be back in London next year.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then All In returns 2026.
Yay! Love it. That's that.
Cool. So that's So
we didn't do signs because from where we were,
we couldn't see any bloody signs.
But I'm sure there were some great ones. Let me know in the comments if you've watched All In. What's your sign of the pay-per-view? Let us know.
Yeah, we have no prizes this one because we have no signs to win. So. Okay, so what was your least favourite match? I already know the answer to this
you
one.
already know. It's Britt Baker and
Mercedes Moné. At least for her first, because then, you know, it's all about Mercedes Moné, right?
It's all about Mercedes Moné.
CEO. Ooh, you can't spell. Great. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, that was just, it was, boring. I didn't like that.
Yes.
Britt Baker really should have pounded the mat with her face. Didn't happen. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Favorite match of the card.
That's much more difficult. I enjoyed so many of these matches for different reasons. You've got like the Casino Gauntlet had Ricochet appearing. Awesome.
And the teaser Luchasaurus.
And the emotional roller coaster,
And
yes.
Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr.
So much happening. I think I'm still going to go with Will Ospreay MJF.
100%.
Is
without a doubt.
like that resolution moment where he decides to hit that Tiger Driver was like, it was a big moment for everyone.
You could almost see the body language. He was still kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
just do it! And he does it, and it's like, oh, he got it!
Yeah. It was
And then the
brilliant.
crowd's
And,
obviously going nuclear for him when he comes out.
And Daniel Garcia as well coming in.
Mhm.
He's like, he interferes, but only to stop interference. So he's not getting in the way. He's not like putting his nose in, but he's making his presence known.
But he's also making Max know that he's got him on his radar.
Yeah.
And he technically cost him the match.
Yeah.
Technically.
Mm-hmm. In MJF's
And that's
mind,
the way
definitely.
MJF's going to, that's the way MJF's going to see it.
Yeah.
You cost me the match. You cost me my America title.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I want you and me, pal. Let's go. Let's settle this.
So that's the top. That's the top.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I would say what's next, but
So the next Premium Live event is Bash in Berlin.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be covering that on the channel because we need a break.
We've got way too much family stuff going on right
So
now,
much
and
happening.
it's still kind of August is very busy for us in general.
Yeah.
We just haven't got time.
But we'll be back the following week with our All Out predictions and then reactions.
Yep.
And we've probably got a couple of videos going in between.
Yeah, some board game stuff, some video game stuff. We'll see what we got.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Take us away, Liam.
Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. And welcome to any new subscribers who have joined us.
Yeah, we met a few nice people.
Yeah. Welcome.
And they subscribed to us, so thank you to all of you who did that. It was a pleasure talking to so many people. There was so many great people to talk to.
Please like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Follow us on socials. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to Facebook, Instagram, and X. Let us know there or in the comments below if you had a sign of the pay-per-view and also what your favorite match of the card was.
Let us know.
Or another thing, also, just to add more stuff, if you were there and you met a star around Wembley, let us know what that interaction was like. Was someone like super nice to you, or was someone super rude? Let us know. We want to know the tea.
I heard someone asked Don Callis for a photo and he told him no and walked off.
That's fine.
But that's okay. He's a heel, yeah.
He's got to. It's kayfabe. So yeah, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. Brian Danielson's house.
Whose house? Brian's house.
Brian's house.
Dragon's house.
Bye.
It's the Dragon's Den.
Bullet Club.